Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Absolute Batman issue 22. Batman, on the run from the Robins, plunged into the Gotham sewers, but guess who just showed up to help him? Harley Quinn. In this issue, we're not only getting Harley's origin story and her hidden connection to Arkham, but we're also watching the Scarecrow again twist Bruce's mind. Stick around because this changes everything. We start off 13 years ago on the outskirts of Gotham City. We see a young Harley scared, hiding under her bed, asking her mom, "Can you leave my light on for a little longer?" Her mother, who works a stressful medical job, tries to soothe her, but notes she needs to stop writing her dad. Harley is terrified of a ghost in her closet, prompting her mother to give her a toy mallet explaining the legend of the Harley Quinn, and telling her, well, neither are ghosts. It's just what you choose to believe. Even if it's not true, it's true, understand? As her mother leaves, a terrified young Harley grips the mallet, yelling into the darkness, "Go away or I'll bash your ghost head with my mallet," repeating the mantra, "Even if it's not true, it's true." Fast forward to the present day. Deep within the Gotham's tunnels, the Robins are hot on Batman's trail, but Harley has just headed in the sewers to help him. We hear her yelling, "Are you even listening to me?" when a tactical policeman corners both of them, but before he can finish his sentence, Harley smashes him with her mallet. Batman grabs her and tells her, "Shut up," as one of the Robins is right around the corner searching for them. As the Robins move on, she then turns to Batman and says, "Now, where was I?" Harley is trying to explain her backstory, stating, "All right then, like I said, my mom was a neurologist." Batman then slowly turns around and activates a mute feature. Harley, annoyed, snaps, "Did you just seriously quiet cow me?" "I effing installed that mode." As she unmutes it, cranks up the volume. Batman, dealing with the incoming military squads, sighs and grunts, "Fine, talk, but I'm not stopping." We then cut to another flashback, explaining that her mother was a brilliant neuro MD, working at a psych farm, designing drugs to slow cognitive decline. But things took a dark turn when she witnessed something terrible and made it her absolute life's mission to expose a villain named Grimm. Harley revealed that she tracked down her own biological father using a secret DNA kit, discovering he was a doctor living in France who didn't even know that her mom was pregnant. Back in the present day tunnels, Harley warns Batman that the route ahead is going to be crawling with heavy armed tactical squads hunting for them. As she says, "Come on, I know a better way," but Batman stops her as he sees the tactical squad turn into their direction. He wants to sneak away, but Batman attacks the tactical team. Harley watches and sighs, and her and Batman go absolutely wild, completely dismantling the squad. Once the dust settles, Harley pulls off a tablet from one of the cops and says, "The Robins, they're tracking the cops' feeds." Batman asks, "What are you saying?" She responds, "I'm saying we need to hide ASAP." On the surface, we see Dick Grayson and the rest of Robin's crew riding their custom bikes, closing in fast on their tunnel coordinates. We again jump back to the past. Harley's 13th birthday. Her mother now has completely vanished from her life. Her mom has become obsessed with Grimm's medical malpractice. Harley becomes terrified and desperate. She wrote her father and asked him to come to America and help her. One day, home alone, the closet door creaks open. This time, instead of hiding in fear, she decides to step into the dark and confront it. As we cut back to the present again, Batman looks skeptical at a tiny sewer grate, muttering, "You expect me to fit through that?" Harley smirks, replies, "God, you're dumb sometimes. Look, the Red Hood gang exists in the in-between spaces online and off. We find ways to cut through." She then hits a button that opens a massive hidden mechanical doorway right out of the brick wall. As they slip inside, just as the Robins arrive at this dead end, completely stunned to find the entrance that wasn't there seconds ago. The Robins turn on their lights on their vehicles as one of them mutters, "Huh? This tunnel isn't on the maps." Before they can even process, another Robin starts to say, "Which means they're here somewhere," as a fist comes down, punching straight through the ceiling, completely blindsiding them. As the dust settles, the squad starts bickering. One of them snaps, "Settle, Jason. What is it with you, man?" Before Grayson steps in, "Guys, let's save it for the targets." Meanwhile, Jason announces, initiating broad spectrum scanning. There's nowhere left for them to hide. We come back to the flashback as Harley explains how she uncovered a dark family secret. She says, "At the back of the closet, behind my mom's clothes, I found something. I found this panel. The password took a while to crack, but I got it." And suddenly, as she sneaks past the clothes, we see the floor drop from under her. It was a hidden elevator going a long, long, long way down, where the doors open into a creepy subterranean lab as she calls out terrified, "Mom?" Harley steps out of the elevator. The heavy doors close behind her. As she walks deeper and deeper into the facility, she peers through a window and freezes in absolute terror. Looking back at her is a horrific, grotesque, mutated monster chanting a creepy nursery rhyme. This is the Absolute Universe's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Terrified, Harley falls back, crying, "Mom!" In her narration, she says, "I spent years trying to forget the people I saw down there, those twins." But as she walks further, it only gets worse. Harley looks into another chamber and witnesses a scene straight out of a nightmare. As she narrates, "This old man who is dying right on the floor in front of me." And then he did die. As we see a terrifying figure violently rip its way out of the dead man's flesh, Harley describes it as, "And then this kid, he ate his way out of the body. Some effing twisting kind of rebirth. I don't know." This is the absolute version of Calendar Man. She is traumatized. As Harley could only do is scream and scream until a hand suddenly grabs her from behind. Harley spins around expecting another monster, but it's her own mother standing there, except she's wearing a blood-splattered jester hat, a sinister mask painted over her face, and a bloody apron. Her mom smiles and asks, "Harley, baby, what are you doing down here?" Harley breaks down crying. "Mom, why are you? What happened to you?" She begs her mother to leave, saying her dad will be home any minute, but her mother is completely brainwashed by Grimm. "What happened? I was wrong about Grimm, honey. He's not hurting people. He's helping them. And now I am too. The cures we're working on, the breakthroughs." She looks all around manically and declares, "Oh no, I can't leave now. I can't leave, Arkham. This is our home, our new crooked little house. Come on, I'll show you everything." Realizing her mother is completely gone off the rails, Harley flees. "She wasn't my mom," she says. "She wasn't my mom anymore. She belonged to this place. She was Dr. Arkham. And so I ran." Snap back to the present as the high-tech Robins continue their search for Batman. They knock on a wall as they say, "This wall, it seems hollow." But Duke checks it with his scanners and gets nothing. As he says, "I'm getting zero signs of any life behind it. Unless they got a jammer smarter than anything I've ever seen, they're not back there." Grayson decides to call it a night, but Jason Todd throws a temper tantrum, yelling, "No, screw that. Slade said to find Batman at all costs. You guys can give up and go home, but I'm staying." Drake points out that if they keep fighting with each other, Batman will win. Eventually, they convince Jason to stand down as he grumbles, "Fine, whatever. We can wrap it up tonight, but tomorrow at dawn, we find him." As the Robins leave, so does Batman, but Harley grabs him, desperate to make him understand the truth. She yells, "Haven't you been listening to me? I'm opening up to you here. This is stuff no one in the Red Hood gang even knows." But Batman coldly replies, "Whatever happened to your mom has nothing to do with me." But Harley drops some profound psychological truth. She says, "Do you know why crows are scared of the Scarecrow, Bruce? Not because they think he's a man. They're afraid because they don't know what he is. Grimm and his kind pump billions into making people feel scared and angry. And they use people like Scarecrow to point all the anger and fear at some enemy that isn't real, like you." She warns Bruce that he's being played, and if he keeps going, someone else will die. When she threatens to stop him himself, Batman simply replies, "That's what I'm going to prove tonight. Now leave me alone." She flips over him with her mallet as she says, "So if I have to stop you myself, I will." He swings her heavy mallet and knocks Batman back. As Batman mutters, "If that's how you want it." Harley keeps shouting, warning him about Scarecrow's terrifying capabilities. "My guys are good, but this Scarecrow, he's a master. He'll co-opt your searches, create feedback loops, masks, and make up deep fakes, all of it. Plus, he has operatives all over, laying threads, paths. It's what he does." Batman completely overpowers her, shatters her weapon, shutting her down with a cold, angry response. "You have no effing idea what I'm going through." Defeated and holding her broken weapon, Harley just watches him walk away into the shadows as she mutters, "You broke it." We shifts to a cemetery in the pouring rain. We see Batman walking through the tombstones and stops in front of Thomas Wayne's. He drops to his knees, pulls off his cowl, and starts digging. We hear Harley say, "Batman, yeah, that's all finished." Harley's on the comms with Pennyworth as she continues, "I mean, our working relationship with that jerk is over, Pennyworth. That Red Gang is severing ties. No signing off." We close out this issue by jumping back to Harley's flashback, showing what happened immediately after she escaped the underground lab. She burst through the front door and, completely breathless and terrified, crying out for her father. "Dad! Dad, thank God you're here. It's Mom. He did something to her there. Jack!" As she frantically runs into the house, expecting her father. Instead, she is met by Grim. "What are you doing here?" He smiles, entirely unbothered, and says, "You asked me to come. Check on your mom, remember? And I think she's doing very, very well." Harley backs away, utterly horrified as the reality of her world shatters. In her present-day narration to Bruce, she reveals the sickening truth. "This is the part you don't get to hear, Bruce. The part when I saw it, what he'd done, his name, the whole identity, one of dozens, maybe hundreds, he must keep all over the world. Empty suits. He's Jack Grimm, the ghost in my closet. Jack Grimm is my father." She refuses to accept it, screaming, "You're lying! You did something to my real dad! I know you did!" But her brainwashed mother steps into the room, says, "Harley, honey, I know this is a lot to take, but your father and I, we're getting back together." As he looks at Jack, she says, "Give her time, Pudding." Horrified by her parents' descent into madness, Harley flees into the open wilderness, screaming, "No! Stop! Get away from me! Get away from me!" Up back to the rainy cemetery, Bruce is standing over his father's coffin as he says, "Go ahead. He's in there. You know he is." He rips the casket open to find it completely empty. Suddenly, his utility belt begins to buzz with an incoming call. As he picks it up, we hear, "Oh good, I don't like having to leave a message." The caller is none other than Scarecrow. As he appears on the screen, he's ready to break Bruce's mind once and for all. He taunts him, saying, "I got someone here who's been waiting to speak with you for a long, long time, Bruce." The camera cuts to a heavily chained elderly man locked in a stone cell. Scarecrow yells, Thomas, guess who finally called?" "Bruce, your son." The broken old man covers his face in shame as he yells, "Bruce, no, please. Don't let him see me like this. Please, let him think I'm dead. You promised." Before Bruce can even process whether this is real or a hallucination, the line goes dead. He drops to his knees in the mud, crying out into the empty cemetery, "It's not true! It's not true!" As he stumbles away in the Gotham downpour, his mind is totally fractured. The issue closes on a haunting note from Harley, whispering, "Even if it's true, it's not true. Even if it's true, it's not true." And this is how this chapter leaves us, guys. An absolute mind-bender of an ending. Is Thomas Wayne actually alive? Or Scarecrow manipulating Bruce? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.